when it comes to doing division with rational functions, right? Let's say we have something like this, 2 over 7. That's my common example. Divided by 3 over 5. This is common example I've been using so far, right? So for you to get the basis before we proceed with rational functions. So when you come to this, when there's division, first you need to do transformation. You transform the division to multiplication. Then you do this, you follow the same process like we do for multiplication, right? So what you do is that you have to change this sign to multiplication. So for the first one, the first fraction, you keep it like that, 2 over 7 multiply by, so you see become multiplications now. This one has changed to multiplication. Now if you change it to multiplication, you swap the denominator and the numerator of this one, the second one, the one that we are dividing by. So what happened is that the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. So this become swap, so become 5 over 3. Now this one, when you have it transform into multiplication, then you use the same concept that we use for multiplication to multiply the numerator together and multiply the denominator together. 2 by 5, that would be like 10 over 21. That would be 3 times 7, 21. So this is the final answer for this multiplication. Again, when it comes to multiplication of fractions, right? Let me do 5 over 3 times 6 on, let me use 11 for example. So not times, sorry, we are doing division. So we are doing division. So this one divided by this. So if you are doing division, you keep the first one like that, right? You have to do transformation of the sign. You do transformation of sign. So you keep the first one, which is 5 over 3. You keep it. Then you do transformation of sign. So this one become times now. Division tends to times multiplication. And then the number that you are dividing by, meaning the second number after the division, will be swapping such a way that the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. Now you proceed with the concept of multiplication, where you multiply the numerators together. 5 times 11, that's 55. And then 3 times 6, that will be 18. Then you are done. Let's use that on the rational functions now. So here we are going to be doing this one divided by this. So what we do is that first we do sign transformation, right? So 2 over x plus 1 multiply by, so the division has turned to multiplication. Then what you have here, you swap it such that the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator before you proceed. So right, so now this one will become 2 times this one, so become 2 times x plus 1 all over 3, the denominator 3 times, the denominator become 3 times x plus 1 as well. So if you have that, you can see that there's a factor, common factor at the top and numerator, right? There's x plus 1 at the top as a factor and x plus 1 down as a factor. So this one will be equal to 2 over 3. So this is the correct answer. Simplification has happened here. Let's look at other examples. Yeah, so we are doing this divided by this. So we do sign transformation, x over x plus 1. For the very first one, we don't change it, but we divided by, so we keep this fraction as it is, but the one that comes after the division, after the sign, so the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. This one will give us the numerators together will be x multiplying x minus 1 for the numerator, and the denominator will be 2 multiplying x plus 1. Then we are done. Remember, when it comes to multiplication, we know that you multiply numerators together and multiply the denominators together. That's what you do. If there's any need of simplification, you do it, then you proceed. Let's see this one. So this one divided by this. So the first fraction, we keep it as it is during the sign transformation, right? Division tends to multiplication. Then for the second one, we swap the numerator and the denominators. So now this is what we'll have. Let me do the equal to sign over here. So it become x plus 2 to multiply x minus 1 all over x plus 3 to multiply 2x minus 1. This is the final answer for the division. So this one too, we do the same thing. This divided by this. You keep the first fraction plus 1 all over x plus 2. So this one sign change, right? So you swap the s minus 3 comes to the top, and the s squared minus 2s comes to the bottom, right? So now you now do x minus 3 at the top to multiply s squared plus 1. Those are the numerators together, and the denominators x plus 2 to multiply s squared minus 2x. So we keep them like that. So this is the final answer. So you try your hand on this one yourself, right? Doing this divided by this. Then we see, let's do sign change and then do the multiplication, and then you'll be able to proceed. So in the next session, these are the basic operations on rational functions that we covered: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. If you're able to do that, then we'll be doing we are ready for some practice problem in the next session, where we will be containing concepts or solving questions that may need concept from other subjects. Let's see what happens in the practice problem.